Hello and welcome to the Big Head podcast, Big Head Real Estate.
On Goswick Lane.
On Goswick Lane. We're glad you're here. Thanks for being here. For real, thanks for being here. We appreciate y'all. This show doesn't happen without an audience. Now, I think we'd probably still do it, even if nobody watched it. Yeah, it's fun. We have the amazing Josh Crouch with Backstage Graphics with us today. Josh, welcome, man. It's good to have you.
Glad to be here.
Thanks, Josh.
Josh, today we're going to dive into what you do, what your company does, how that's special, how to make things look special, how to set yourself apart with marketing, and also we'll probably dive a little bit into like your deepest, darkest secrets that you've never ever told anybody in your life.
I have no secrets. Everybody knows.
Genty, I want you to jump in here. You and Josh have worked together a lot on your marketing pieces for your real estate business. Jump in and ask him some questions, or you guys just discuss, like, what is the importance? What have you guys done together, and what do you feel like the importance is of that in your real estate business?
I think the best part about it, and I'll briefly tell you, I met Josh, I think it was like 2009, 10.
Yeah, it was before real estate.
Well before real estate. He was over in the Tall Pines Center. And I had another business that he was printing shirts for, and it just kind of blossomed from there. I'd taken some stuff to another local person and got some shirts printed, and I think I told Josh about this. He probably doesn't remember, but they printed all the fronts but not the backs. And so I was like, what the heck? So I had to take them back. So that's when I kind of started looking for somebody, and Josh takes really good care of me. The importance of a person like Josh is, if I want to expand my business, you have to treat a business, in order to run a business, you got to spend money, right?
Correct.
And so marketing myself, I felt was key, and you and I have talked a lot about measuring that, but you really can't measure that.
Yeah, and there are some things you can measure in marketing, like you get a billboard and want to put a unique phone number on that, to where when the phone calls come in, you can measure that. But then there are a lot of other things, like, I'm handing out a bunch of koozies with your logo and your face on it, and those things are harder to measure because a lot of times you don't know who they're going to. You don't have any way of measuring that return, except that you see growth. If you're not seeing growth with what you're doing, then obviously something's got to change.
Right. You got to modify.
Correct.
So what exactly do you guys do at Backstage Graphics? Give me the general overview.
Well, general overview is we, I wouldn't say we're a marketing company, but we are a partner a lot of times with our customers in their brand.
Okay.
And so we do screen printing, we do T-shirts, embroidery, anything that you would put your brand on, we're involved in.
Okay.
We
boxes,
chapstick, boxes,
golf
koozies,
balls,
golf balls. Actually, I think I have some of his golf balls in my truck.
I need some golf balls.
I need to order some more. I'm one of those that comes to Josh and I'm like, can we do this? And he's like, why can we not do this?
Yeah.
So that's when I want a person like Josh, because I have crazy ideas sometimes, and he can bring those to light is what I say. The 6-foot guy that was double-sided, Josh did that.
Okay.
Scary.
Hey, if you're out there and you've seen this as a 6-foot cutout card, is it with a cardboard type?
It's aluminum.
Aluminum, made specifically for you can't miss it, but it's missing.
$500 reward. I'll pay you.
$500 reward if you know somebody stole that thing, and if you know where it is.
I promise it wasn't me.
Information that leads to the arrest of 6-foot Genty.
You need to order another one.
Are you serious on a $500 reward?
Yeah, if somebody brings it to me in the way it was, I'll give them $500. I mean, it probably cost me that or more to do it, so I could just have Josh make another one. But
yeah,
it'd
be an interesting dude. I really hope that somebody brings that thing to your house next week.
I mean,
that'd be awesome.
You can also bring it to 4308 Judson Road.
There you go. If you want to remain anonymous, Josh will give you $500, and Genty will give him $600.
I'll bill it to him.
Yeah.
All right, so Josh, tell us about Genty's had some wild, crazy ideas for his business. Tell me the most fun that you've had working on a project with him.
Oh gosh, I would say there's a lot of fun projects with him because he generally comes in with some different idea.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I talk about personality and having personality with your marketing, and he uses personality.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know Genty, you know he's a funny guy. He jokes. He doesn't take himself too seriously. And so, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's how the Big Head started. I mean,
It is.
he came and he said, "Hey, I want to put my head on a big cardboard cutout so I can stand out by the road." I don't think he was serious about that, but
I kind of was. But,
Yeah. Yeah.
actually, I think he had someone else in mind for that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
actually, I was going to have somebody else do it because I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's taken that and used his personality in his marketing, and now everything that we do, you'll see his face on it, or
Mhm.
you'll see his name and logo on there, or all of it. And so, but yeah, I mean, all of our stuff is fun. The cutout was probably a fun one to do, unique, and
Mm-hmm.
was interesting to try and get that sized out to where it actually looked like him.
You mentioned personality in marketing.
Yes.
Why do you feel like that's so important?
Because if you're not gonna do what's true to you and what you're stuff that reflects your personality, you're not going to be consistent. And so consistency in marketing is where you're going to find success. I think a lot of people, and myself included, I mean, I think we've all done it to some extent, but you throw something out there and it doesn't quite go, and you give up. And in order for you to be consistent, you've got to be true to yourself and your personality. And then when you start getting into really large companies, you think of brands like AT&T and Verizon and some of these other companies that do marketing. They're marketing to a particular audience, and so AT&T's branding is in the past, and that's changed some over the years, but in the past has been very serious and business oriented, and now you see a little humor in it. And
Yes.
but so you've got to use your own personality, but then you've got to also cater some to the personality of the clients that you're trying to attract.
And you can, like you do, you enhanced your personality of what was already there. You add some enhancement to it. I was listening to a podcast the other day with Brad Lee dropping bombs, and this guy that was on there, he loves the color red and always has loved the color red. So he wears a red jacket almost every day of his life, and that's he's the guy in the red jacket. I think there's a different name. He has a different name for himself, but it's an identifier, right? Every time somebody sees a red jacket, they might think of that guy. When somebody sees somebody with a big head, they might think, "Oh, that reminds me. I need to call Genty for the real estate deal."
Right. Well, and I think that people a lot of times get too big or too busy, and they kind of filter back. I don't know. Josh would probably know that better than me, but they start to pull back on their marketing. They're like, I'm working, and sometimes that does work. But I'm more of I lay it on. I think of people like AT&T, Verizon. Well, they're very successful. Do you see them backing up? No, they're spending more money. If you want to continue to be a top competitor in the market, I need to go to Josh with something new and say, I need to do this. I need to push this out. There's a lot of times where I didn't think that I'd see my return on certain things. I ordered those first set of koozies and have gotten 3 different clients off of that.
So how are you
One
differentiating? Did you just ask them, how'd you find out about me?
Correct.
And they said, I saw your name on a koozie.
That's correct.
But they probably subconsciously saw your name on a shirt and a hat 17 times before that. But they just it finally clicked with the koozie, right?
Right. That's correct. Just going back to I see a guy in Walmart wearing a Genty hoodie, and I see a guy at the restaurant wearing a Genty hat. Eventually, when I get that koozie, it's finally time for me to start looking for a house or sell a house.
Yeah.
And his name stuck in my head. And so that's what that consistency, that's how that consistency helps. You were talking about marketing. People slow down often when they're really busy.
Right.
I see people slow down marketing when times get tough.
That's true too.
And that is in my opinion, that's the last thing that needs to go. Now, it's hard to do when money's tight.
Yeah.
But I would rather give something else up. Starbucks. I mean, there's a lot of things I can give up than I would the marketing, because I'm not going to get those customers back.
Yeah.
Right. And when times are slow, you have that is a great point. When times are slow, you have a lot of people that you have to compete with that are going to be doing the same thing. So you have to make yourself stand out, and marketing you can't pull back on, even though the budget's going to tell you to.
Right.
Yeah. That is a great point. And what I'm hearing is like there's several costs in business that are non-negotiable if you want to grow. If you don't want to grow, you're probably going to die at some point, like your business. But you got taxes is one that you got to account for, figure out what you're going to owe in taxes. You got some other things. You got overhead and operating expense, and then your marketing budget and your overhead should be like at the top of the list of your overhead.
Absolutely.
Well, and you just said taxes, so I can spend my money on marketing, or I can pay the tax man.
Yeah, that's
It's an
right.
expense.
So I'm
that you can pay the tax man.
Well, correct. And, if I spend a larger amount, I don't know what the cap is, but if I spend a larger amount on advertising, and I'm going to have to give a portion of that to the government anyways, why wouldn't I put it back in myself?
That's right.
Then give it to the government in Texas.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you a question that may feel personal to you. Y'all pay attention. How much money do you spend on marketing every year?
A lot, probably 75 to 80,000.
Okay. And because of that, that's the fuel that you're putting in your car to get to where you need to go, right? Without that fuel, you wouldn't hit these top numbers of the amounts of properties that you sell every year.
No. You can't do it. I mean, it's kind of like the same thing. We're gonna go back to AT&T and Verizon. You've got to market. You have to market, and you have to subconsciously be in people's mind. So whether that's a koozie, Josh has made stickers, golf balls, chapstick, shirts, sweatpants, everything that I do identifies a portion of me for people to correlate that with real estate.
Awesome. Josh, there is something that you did not too long ago that I really loved. I don't want to get into it yet. That's going to be for the next show. So stay tuned and tune back in if you want to know what Josh did. That was brilliant for our community here. Thanks for joining us today. We appreciate you being here. Remember, love God, love others, and let your work reflect that. We'll catch you on the next one.